Let's get another question. If it does, I'll jump it.
Hey Greg, how you
What's
doing?
up, buddy?
Just curious, how do you know like what roads to go down?
What's that?
Like, let's say you go to the gym and you train and you learn about everything that you talk about, diligence, all that sort of stuff, and you know you got a job and then there's just no challenge at the job no more. Like you want to move on, you want a new adventure.
Yeah.
How do you know what road to go down? How do you, quit, move on? But what do you do? How do you find it? Like what roads you go down? How do you find them?
Well, no one's going to light them up for you. No one's going to highlight it.
No.
You know, no friend's going to say, hey, buddy, come over here. There's millions of dollars. No one's going to say that. You know, Steve Jobs, you guys know who that guy is? So, you know the iPad? His first sketch for the iPad, he created it, the module for that in 1982. What I find funny about that in 1982, the internet didn't really exist then, which is the blood of the iPad. Without internet, there is no iPad. So he created a demand for something, or I mean a supply for something before the demand was even allowed for it. That's like the, you go back to like the Indians and cowboy era, and someone's creating a bike chain. No one ever heard of a bike. Why do you need a chain for? That's how far ahead this guy was. How do you get there, How does an individual, now what you're saying right now is that you got a job and everything else, but you're not really inspired, moved by it. I would never tell you to burn a bridge until you have another bridge to cross. The good thing about your opportunity right now is that if you're not challenged by it, it probably doesn't require too much time. So even though this guy's paying you from 9 to 5 or whatever the hours are, you can probably get the work done in fucking 4 hours. And you got 4 more hours then, while he's paying you to network and start building construction on another bridge. You get a free trial and error. You get to try a few things. People come out to LA to be an actor, right? What's so funny is that they go to auditions and everything else, they try this. What they find out, they never really wanted to be the actor, but they didn't know that until they tried being the actor, until someone came up to them and said, hey man, can you help me write this thing real fast? And they go, wow, I have so much passion and I want to be a writer. They didn't know that until they tried acting. And then as they were doing acting, someone said, hey, I need some help with this writing. Can you help me write this? That also now I really like the writing thing, and that's my real passion. And they became awesome writers, or vice versa, all the way around. So right now, what you're doing is that, where do I go? Well, what you do is you engage. You engage in whatever you think it is. Engage in a direction of passion, something that you like, something you're talented in, that you enjoy to do, something that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life, even if it doesn't make any money. Warren Buffett and Steve Jobs are two guys that made billions of dollars, but both say they've never gone to work a day in their life because they loved what they're doing. They never saw it as work. Without that love, ingenuity, creativity can't flow with it. So make sure you're doing something that you love. Forget the money that you're going to make with it. If you love it, the money will be there, and big time the money. But if you don't love it, there's nothing that's going to drive you to that point of excellence that really blossoms the fireworks of what that creation is, whatever that true passion is. Right now, you got the time to. So build that bridge, network it, try it, step out. Everybody sits back here behind the starting line and war games it. Shit you not, they war game it all day long. Okay, well, I'm going to try this, and then when I get to that point, I'm going to try this, and most likely this will happen, and they'll try. They don't know what the heck. They're making it up as they go. They have no idea. They've never charted those waters. They have no idea where it goes. But they're going to sit here. Why? Because they're too scared. The thing is, if you go forward and you try it, yeah, you might smash into the ground. Your face might get destroyed on the pavement. But that promise you, my friend, that only happened once. Because next time you trip and fall, you learn to catch yourself. You learn lessons you can never forget by engaging in the moment. You can't learn them in a sedative state when nothing's on the line. You got to feel a heartbeat, a conviction. You don't learn shit until you've lost something. I can't say I ever have. I've never learned something the easy way. You don't value something until you lose it either. You hear on the news in LA, so this mother and father are real busy, don't have time for their child or whatever else, and next thing you know, the child gets kidnapped. Oh my God, where's my kid? Where's my kid? Fuck you. You couldn't give her the time of day. Now she's gone, so now you value it when you've lost it. And that's a shitty way to go about it, but it's a human stake. We're all flawable. That's just the way it is with humans. You know? You really want to find out what you want to do next? Quit your job. Quit your job, man. If you really believe it, quit your job. Zero money coming in, bills coming in. You created that. You'll find your solution a lot faster because you're forced to. Right now, you can play it safe. You know, I don't suggest you doing that. But if you can create the false motivation that you just lost your job, and you can create the ability without actually feeling it, but most people can't. Most people got to feel the pain to learn something. But you're in a very cool, I don't know you well enough to answer your question particularly. I'm just giving you kind of a directional path. You know, go after something you're passionate about. Go after something you believe in. And if you do that, you'll be a very wealthy person because you're doing it for the right reasons. You know, you're not after the money, the coin, everything else. That's going to come and go. It can't define you. But I'll tell you what, man, you know, when you do something to make a difference, you know, the intangible things in life that no one can buy, you know, the confidence that someone has, they had to earn, they couldn't buy it at Walmart. Those are the most valuable assets, and that's what's in high demand. Everybody wants abs, by the way. You know, no one just wants to work for them. You know, the greatest things in life we all can have. Just no one wants to put the work in for them. So, I don't know, good luck with it, man. You know, right now, like, I'm getting kind of sick of some things, you know? So I'm pushing on to more things. So I'm pushing at things I'm passionate about, things I love. The other element, what challenges you? You got to find a challenge, too. You know? With every hero, there's a villain. They got to exist. If one dies, the other one dies. If you don't have a challenge, then I don't think you don't have a drive. You know, you need both of them. And then if that's driven by a fuel of love and passion, then I think you go far. I don't think you ever run out. Next. God, it's so quiet in here. You can hear a microphone drop.
G'day, Greg.
Yeah, put a dent in this. My bad.
So sort of talking about, you know, obviously finding that pain, that's obviously a massive motivator for a lot of people.
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't even paying attention. I was opening my...
That's cool. Get your liquid diet in, that's sweet. So you mentioned like pain. Obviously, like pain's a massive motivator for people.
Yeah,
that's, you know, that's one of two parameters people move on. If you're, you know, fortunate enough, you know, have your perspectives on it, to not have a life-changing, you know, event, you know, rock bottom, a suicidal mission, as you put it before, how can you generate that false motivation, or how can you find that pain if you've come from a comfortable background, you know, everything's sort of pretty okay? How do you generate that pain?
Yeah, that's $1 million question there, man. You see people that are born...
That's why I'm asking.
You see people that are born with all the means and the ends, and what happens to them? You get drug problems, you know, their head cases, maybe neglected by their family because they have, you know, every means, they have nannies and everything else. You don't get the real development. You get these other examples of people that are in the streets, you know, in the slums, and, you know, the options are either go to jail or join the gang kind of thing, you know. And you see such, like, heroic action, and entrepreneurs come from those fields. You know, in my own life, I hit rock bottom, you know. That kind of, like, started the engine for me to, you know, why didn't I do it before? Why didn't I see it coming? Was I blinded? I don't think any decisions I made prior to that eventually caused the reality of that, I don't think there's anything I did before that was a flag going off to put me in that direction. I mean, some things you control, some things you can't. I couldn't control the market crash, the housing market. I couldn't, and when that happened, then the two shows we were on, they lost their budget. I couldn't control any of that. All I can control is if I try it. I'm trying to waste time here and try to come up with an answer for you in my head. So I don't know the answer, man. I don't know that answer. How do you create the anxiety? How do you create the threat of time for a dream to be a reality? How do you do that? You know, say again? Creative vision, you know, meditation, you know, that'll help you there. you know, you got vision boards and everything else, but the man's got means, you know. He doesn't have, like, you know, he's comfortable. He's not hungry. He's not cold, you know. It's like, you know. Say again? Huh? No, no, this,
I was actually reading up on something about this recently. You know, you want to make the change. I was, sorry, didn't realise it was la la la. Just- That's all right, you're fine. I'll try to talk like I'm calm. I get really excited when I see problems like this come up because I want to sort of solve them for people. But you just, look, I was reading up on this recently. It was some sort of study they did. I don't know where it was from a university or something. But if you imagine in 4 weeks' time that you know, it's the end of your life. That's it. You just got to, you know, maybe somebody needs to come and tell you, you know, maybe get a friend to trick you or something, or tell someone this, I don't know, but they've got to come to you and say in 4 weeks' time, that's it, you're dying, man, you've got 4 weeks to live. Would you change your life? That's it, it's as simple as that. You just got to put yourself at that end goal. You know, like for me, you've got one life. I want to live my life and I want to live it to the absolute fullest. And I go out every day, got rid of fear, got rid of ego. I'm changing my life. I'm halfway through my life. Okay, some of you are younger than me and some of you are probably older than me. But I want to do all the things that I want to do before I finish my life. And I'm going for it now. So you don't want to sit in that job, like the dude who's sitting in the job back there and he's not happy. You don't have to quit the job. Just start taking actions like Greg said and, you know, start the journey forward. But really, you've just really got to be desperate and go for it. This is your chance. That's it. That's all I can say.
it's good, it's good. You know what I really like about what's happening here is that, as I'm saying, I'm not quite sure, everyone's popping up with advice and stuff. And that's what I'm saying to you too, when you're like, how do I help these friends of mine? No, you get on path and you get into an arena here where everyone's kind of collectively kicking ass. All of a sudden, everyone starts putting up some suggestions. So collectively, we're moving further than we could individually. And we're all not trying to like bring you down or anything else, or we're all trying to support you and bring you back up. It's really fucking kind of cool if you think about it, that everyone's so quick that, you know, don't know you or anything else, but want to help you. Because they see you in them, you know? And I guarantee you, they feel like if I can help you, then you might be able to help me too, you know? And I'm stronger for that relationship. I'll tell you this much. I wake up every morning, and I've done okay, right? I look in the mirror, and what do I see? And I shit you not. What do I see every single morning? Anxiety. Anxiety. Every fucking morning in the mirror. To the point it's hard to breathe. And my problem is this. I don't think I've touched on what I think I can do. I think there's so much more I can do. And the anxiety is at times, I'm 36 years old, guys. You know, this body fucking thing, you know, eventually, you know, it should get shut down. We do die, we do get older, we can't live forever, you know. I can be the best fucking fitness 50-year-old there is, but 25-year-old gonna beat me at it, you know. They only put the old man on the cover every now and again, you know, but the thing is, I'm running out of time. It's not just with this, it's the next endeavor, the next chapter of life. So for me, that anxiety, now, maybe you've achieved everything you want to achieve. You know, maybe you are successful in all your modules. I'm not sure. You have to have a heart-to-heart and write down what you really wanted to be remembered for. When you're dead, someone's going to stand up. What's your name? Cameron. Cameron? They're going to come up to a podium, and they're going to give a eulogy. And they're going to say, I knew Cameron for 12 years, or however long. They're not going to talk about how much money you made. Never heard a eulogy like that. Never going to say how many cars you had, how many bitches you fucked. They're not going to say all that, you know? This guy is going to say, 12 years ago, he lent a hand to me, saved my life. They're going to talk about your character, man. They're going to talk about, even though you're gone, what impact is still left here for us to absorb and be enhanced by. If you haven't done that yet to fulfill that eulogy, then you should freak out. Because a car could hit you tomorrow, you know? You really won't get motivated. You go to those cancer wings, you know? You see a guy coming back from service, you know, that's lost his legs and stuff, you know? You see that you have so many opportunities, and it's almost an insult that you haven't done more is how I feel sometimes. Because I don't have crazy adversity in my life. I really don't. I've been very blessed. I had the greatest support structure known to man. My mom, my dad, my sister, who are my best friends in the world. I can't, if I can be half the parent they were to me. You know, I was set up for success throughout my life. Now, I challenged myself. I put myself in adverse situations and challenged it to go further and further and further the best I could. You know, I don't know if I got a grudge against my own ass or something. I don't know why I do that, but that's what my thing was. And every time I did it, I got a little closer. I go, I can do this. I can do more than this. Maybe you're not challenging yourself enough. You know, maybe you got to put yourself to a little bit more of accountability. You know, well, I think it's great when people start a little bit off note. I hope that helps, man. It's an individual thing, you know, that some people see like. I think I like failure. I didn't always like failure. You know, I learned to like it because I liked, you know, I was on a shoot the other day with Per Bernal. I don't know if you guys know who he is. He's an amazing photographer, Fitness RX and stuff, and he's a great friend. And I'm just doing this shoot forever, and it's like 12 hours, and it's the current cover of Fitness RX, but it was excruciating. It was like a 15-hour day or something. It was really long. And Per's like, man, you really like pain, don't you? And I go, no, I don't like pain. But I can endure it because I like what it produces, you know? So that day was crazy, and it was weird. It's like as the day was going on, I picked up more energy, and it just kept going more. And Per's like, hey, do you mind doing one more shot? I go, let's do 2 more shots. Let's keep going. Why was that? Because the mission had value to me that day. You know, I saw where it was going, and I wanted to make sure when it was done that I left everything there. I didn't want to wonder what if. I wanted to leave it all there. So when I drove home that day, I could be at peace, excited for what's going to be, not worried what might be. Left it all there. And, if it comes out and I half-assed it and there's a couple of shots in there, I'm like, oh, shit, hope no one sees that. Man, you know, you can't hide enough. You can't run far enough from that because you're given an opportunity. And you failed to show up, you know. That's something that might not come again. But then also you'll be judged for it too, because whoever you were here isn't as good as the next one. You're judging your current day, not your past day. That can't override your current day. Anyway, let's go to another question, man. But it's a good question, man. I think we all have that, man. I think you're kind of asking the same kind of question there too. You know, how do you find that drive, that motivation? You know. The more and more you put yourself at risk, you know, put something on the line, do you find value in it? And I think, I said I jumped from career to career once I got some success in it because I got too comfortable, and it scared me. I felt like, that was going to, drop my potential, my drive. I had to keep moving. It's somewhere in there, you know. Are you ready for that eulogy yet, you know? The other thing about things, guys, is that the accountability of things. If you're going to run a marathon or something like that, what makes that so cool is that it's a locked date in the future, right? 90 days from now is the marathon. Why is that so vital? Because you've never run one before, and you got 90 days, and you're going to run one, and today is 1/90th of a chance to make that dream a reality, meaning there's accountability on today to make sure that what you do, you don't just blow it off till tomorrow. Like, if you don't have that date right there, there's no bookend, meaning, so if I don't do today's work, I push it tomorrow, you know, and then this pushes. I push this, it pushes, you know, and nothing ever gets done. But if you lock it down where, you know what, I only have 1/90th of a chance, boom, you know, today I gotta stay true to it. Yeah, no, sorry, bro, I can't go out with you to the bar tonight. I gotta get my shit done. Nope, can't go out again. You know, after those 90 days, you're gonna run that marathon. You're gonna cross that finish line. Someone's gonna take a picture. You're totally exhausted, totally physically beaten, but your eyes are wide open because you said you're gonna do it. You fucking walked it, backed it, did it, and there's proof of a finer hour in your life. You can put it on the mantle. You're always going to look back on that in the future when you're feeling a little down, adversity striking. Do I have the character? Do I have the conviction to push through this dark hour? Yeah, I did it right then. You know what? I know I can do it. That just might be enough, that picture, to push you over the edge, to not hesitate, but go forward. And if you do fall, you fall on your face, not your ass. That's a big difference in falling, by the way. And when you look at that picture, you won't remember these 90 days of non-drinking parties. Hell, I can't remember the last year of parties, you know? I barely remember last night having beers, you know? You know, you forget that because there's no value there to remember it for, if you really want to be honest. You know, running the marathon, you put value to it, you put pain to it, you put sacrifice to it. There's value there to it. It's a story, a memory, a journey that holds so much more. Next question.
Last one. That's a lot of pressure.
Oh, more pressure than the last one.
Thank you again, man, just for everything over the years.
Oh, no problem, man. Again, guys, I mean, you know, I appreciate you saying thanks, but man, it's me thanking you guys. I can't repay what you guys helped me with. You know, I really cannot do it, and it's not a financial thing or anything else. It's really the drive and direction that you guys give value to in my life that I really, really do appreciate. Go on, man. I'll cut you off 2 more times.
From your videos, it seems like when you do train, you train by yourself, but you also speak about the importance of a training partner to be able to push off, work off.
Yeah, good point.
My experience is, like, I've lost some close mates, they've moved away or whatever, I've lost some training partners. I can't find anyone committed to the same goal. What advice do you have if I want to basically train individually to push myself with the same goals, to not have to have someone else to push me, or to basically achieve my goals on my own, instead of having that person there?
Yeah, so I'm the same boat, actually, you know. I train on my own, those gyms a lot, you know, in the videos because, because of my site. That's why no one else is going to be on it, you know. I train by myself all the time because I have an unrealistic schedule, you know. With my training partners, it's going to take it easy the next 3 days, and then I come back, I don't even go home. I go right to Arizona to film a movie, and then I go to New York for a legal matter, then I go to Hawaii to do another project. So I don't even get back to my house until November 4th, you know. And so this guy, he's going to sit there and wait? I don't think so, you know. So it's not fair to them. So I learned to train on my own. I learned to train different hours and everything else. The thing is that I don't need anyone's motivation. I got headphones on in the gym a lot, plugged into nothing. I don't need some fucking Megadeth screaming at me to get the weight up, man. I already know this weight's already up. It's already there. I actually like the piece of it. I like to feel the fucking iron move. I like that. I'm kind of like, that's kind of sick, I guess, but I kind of like that, you know? I don't need no Miley Cyrus saying something to me. That ain't going to work for me. If I can get a training partner, fuck yeah, it's awesome. It's so much better. But if I can't, what does a training partner really do once you're in the gym? It's to hit failure in those 3 or 4 more reps. That's what they help push you past, right? So if I don't have a training partner, I'm on free weight, you know, then I drop the weight real fast. You know, put on some, and then I just rep it out as best I can. If I'm on pin-loaded machines, it's even easier, man. You know, I got it on number 10. You can't get any more, you can't get any more. Oh, boom. Put it on 7, try to get 5 more, then put it on 3. There's many ways to go around it. You know, winners always find solutions, where the losers find excuses. Now, when you get to the gym, if you need a spot, there's always someone that's going to spot you. And who knows, right now, by being on your own working out, and you start going to the gym on the same hour daily, you're going to see somebody else that's there at the same time, probably. Give it a shot. See what he's up to, man. See what, you know, maybe that's a person. You know, if nothing else, the credibility and accountability, there's always someone at the door. You know, so when you get to the gym, you say, you know, I don't know, what's his name, Brandon or something? Hey, Brandon, I really want to, you know, hit this. Here's a chart I made. Every time I come in, I'm going to check this box. And if I miss a box, give me some shit. call me out on it. Actually, if I miss this box, I got to buy you a protein shake every single time. He going to remember if you missed the box then, He's going to be, hey, dude, you owe me a case. No, you don't. Yeah, you do, man. Look, you sign this, the legal document, cough it up, there's a lot of ways to do it, but, for me, I'm in the same boat, man. That's why drop sits so great. That's why machines pin-loaded stuff, any hammer strength, you can pull plates off, whatever else real fast. It's not about the weight, it's about the burn, the progression of growth. It's about form, then speed, then your weight in any given rep. So the form's gonna get you the most growth. The second one is your speed of it, So you can just change up the module with lighter weights, and then you're just coming down on an eccentric portion twice as slow as you do on a concentric portion. And that's the biggest growth, is when the muscles flex, forced to elongate. That's what everyone just rushes right through. And if you can slow it down and really hold that, you'll get more growth. The last thing is the weight. The weight's an ego thing. I said if you want to put it on size, you want the weight to be enough where the rep range is somewhere around, 12, 10, 8, 6, and that zone progression down. If you're doing more of an endurance, anaerobic conditioning, you want your rep range somewhere around 20-ish, basically. And that's give or take, but, so the weight is just to make sure you fail at those numbers. It's not to get in Sally's pants. It doesn't work that way. But so many people do that. They'll go in there in the gym and they're like, and she's there, I'm gonna put up more weight, because that's what wins it over because my ego is missing, so I'm gonna lift my way into her heart. And she's watching you and you're like, and you're screaming and you got all your water with you, and you're like, yeah! And all of a sudden your back goes out. Yeah, that impresses her. And then you're in the hospital for 3 weeks, you can't lift, and then atrophy comes in and you start whittling away, and then you come back in there and you're like, Why? Because you're too scared to be yourself to start with. Be yourself, man. It's all good, Because the thing is, if you can do this right now on your own and succeed, it only gets better when you get a partner. You'll find a partner soon enough. Maybe right now, it's not your time. Maybe right now it can't work. But make sure you exhaust all your options. Make sure you go to the gym the same hour each day to see if there's anyone around there. Maybe you can call up some people. You can call people that aren't even in as good a shape as you, Maybe your dad wants to get in shape. Maybe you take on the project right there with him. Have him come there, some bonding time. I don't know. There's a lot of ways. Make sure you get accountability to the guy at the gym, if nothing else. Make sure he's going to make sure you're showing up and stuff. All these little things really mean nothing if you don't really want it bad enough. Like supplementation, man, that's not you can't take that on the couch and expect to grow anything. You got to have the one supplement that overrides all, which is natural intensity. That's 95% of the game right there. The other stuff really works. If you know when to take and everything else, you can enhance it, get a little bit more of the investment of that hour in the gym, whatever, out. But without the gym time, this stuff ain't going to help you, It's just because and why is that? Because there's no demand for your body to absorb it. There's no reason for it to. You haven't created the demands, therefore your body doesn't need to absorb it. That sponge is saturated, bro. It's going to hit it and bounce off of it, And then you're going to piss out fucking $200 a month, which the supplement companies love you anyway. Either way, that's good. But we got any more time for questions, or we?
No, that's it. So we're going to spend the last 10 to 15 minutes, just if you guys that aren't with VIP, come down and get autographs or photos with Greg, and then we need everyone out, and then anyone who's VIP could come back in after. But before we conclude, want to thank Greg. Can't thank you enough, because
Thank you, guys.
we know you didn't have to make it out here, so really appreciate it. And thank you guys for coming, and definitely thanks to Nutrition Warehouse for helping out for this event. So you guys all have your magazine. Funny enough, guess who's on the cover? So you might want to get that signed. We've got a couple of texters too.
Coming here and seeing someone so successful and like your mindset, I was just like, that's that's where I need to be, and that's what I'm gonna do, and that's
Well, I
what I'm
love that.
doing.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah.
I have no, I mean, like, who I was before, who I was, you know, it's the same as anybody, you know. It's just that, are you willing to go for it, risk it, try it, show up, and everything else? And so, what you worked today, you showed up, right? And it so happened there's something valuable to it. That happens every single day.
And getting to know yourself.
Yeah, and also your friends and everything else, and surrounding you by, and there's energy here. It's the quantum physics of life, you know. People all motivated, pumped up, you know. So you feed off that, you know, and you're better for it. So,
It's incredible.
so keep doing it.
I will.
Passionate ones, we made this because of you. Greg Plitt, 10 years ago, you inspired us for who we are. Because of your passion in the fitness industry, you saved our life. If it wasn't for you, we'd be in jail right now. We come to the gym because you drive into the fitness. You're so passionate what you do. You inspired us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
If it wasn't for that, we'd be out there wasting a lot. You know what you said to me, like every second, you're losing opportunity to become something, become great. What you said, grab your fucking nuts and be it. You know what I mean? That's why where we are right now. We came here because you inspired us, and this is where we're the passionate ones.
The passionate ones.
And that's because of you, we made this level.